Today's book review is The Spirit Controlled Temperament by Tim LaHaye. I had cough in the weekend, so I lost my voice. Now I sound like a grandma, but that's fine. I've reviewed this book before, not online though, and it had such a warm reception. A lot of people wanted to know what their temperaments are, what their strengths are, their weaknesses, and that's all what the book is about. The author talks about the four distinct temperaments that we have as people: the choleric, the sanguine, the phlegmatic, and the melancholic. He talks about the strengths of these temperaments and their weaknesses, and he also gives biblical examples of people who had these temperaments and how God was able to transform their lives. So, one thing he says, first of all, that stands out is that we are born with these temperaments. That's why sometimes you meet a baby and you're like, why does this baby have attitude problem? And then you meet another baby, and that baby is friendly, he's laughing, he's cute, he's playful. And if you've worked with kids, this is a very simple thing to understand. Because you see that very little children exhibit such different characters, and you're like, now small picking they do this one. Yeah, so we're born with it, but despite that, God can work on both our strengths and weaknesses to make us better people. Now, the choleric is an aggressor, he's an aggressive person, in that he loses his temper quickly, yes, but he's also a go getter. If he wants something, he sets his eyes on something, he goes after it, he gets it. That is what I mean by an aggressor. The sanguine is a very charismatic person. They are sweet, they are talkative, they are lovable, and we just like them. And then we have the phlegmatic. The phlegmatics, they are level-headed people. They are very good followers. They will do what they are told. They're not timid, but they're just level-headed. That's their nature. They can tell a joke with such a straight face. You will wonder if they're the ones who said it. And lastly, the melancholic, very introspective people, very deep thinkers, very sensitive people, and they can get easily hurt as well, but they also have their own strengths. Now, sometimes these temperaments can also be pointers as to the kind of careers these people will pursue. For example, a choleric is very likely to become a politician or a business person. A sanguine is very likely to become a comedian or a TV presenter. A phlegmatic is very likely to become a white collar job owner. He works his 9 to 5 and he loves it because he's good at it. And the melancholics are very likely to become writers, to become singers, and stuff like that because they are deep thinkers. Now, another thing we should also know is that we are all a blend of these four temperaments. Because you might think, okay, it sounds like I'm phlegmatic, but it also sounds like I'm sanguine. Yes, there is one of it that carries more percent, but if each of us has at least a percent of these different temperaments. Now, the key takeaway of this whole thing is that no matter who you are, despite the strengths and the weaknesses, whichever temperament you have, your life can be transformed. That is why it is called the Spirit Controlled Temperament. It's a two-part book actually. The first part is called Why You Act the Way You Do. And I know it's very popular, and in the grand scheme of things, it's just a way to help us learn how we can become better people. It was an amazing read.